Good day to all of you, my dear students, my dear friends. Welcome to my channel, Math Amaze. And the series which we are doing right now is Geometry Made Easy. Students, in this series, we are covering all the chapters of 10th Standard State Board of Geometry of Maharashtra State Board. So that what will happen, each and every student can get the benefit of viewing all the lecture wise, and then we can complete the chapters in a synchronized manner. So in today's session, we'll be starting with a very important and a very easy chapter, Pythagoras theorem. Students, before starting with lecture 1, so that without any disturbance in between the lecture, I would tell you to subscribe the channel. Please press the bell icon so that when I load further lectures, you are updated. And do like the video after viewing the entire lecture. If you like the video, please like and then share it so that maximum students get the benefit out of it. Okay. So let us start with a very simple chapter and a very important one, very easy, Pythagoras theorem. Now students, in this session today we'll be covering lecture 1. What is Pythagoras theorem? We have studied this theorem right from 7th standard, okay, and we have used it. But in this chapter, we'll be covering all the sums based on it, and there are various theorems apart from Pythagoras theorem we'll be studying in this chapter. So let us understand theorem of Pythagoras first of all. Of course, right now we are not doing theorem, but we are understanding when and how can we apply this theorem. Is it clear? So first of all, the statement in a right angle triangle. So first of all, what do we require? A right angle triangle. So let us have a right angle triangle ABC as there in front of the screen. The square of the hypotenuse. Now students, it's a very important thing to know what do you mean by hypotenuse. Now hypotenuse is a side opposite to right angle. So students, if we say B is the right angle, opposite to angle B is side AC. So we say side AC is the hypotenuse. Is it clear? And square of the hypotenuse. So hypotenuse, we know it's AC. Square of hypotenuse, that means square of AC. That is AC square. Equal to. So mathematics equal to, we all know. Sum. What is the meaning of sum? Sum means plus. Sum means addition, sum means plus. So plus sign is there. Squares of the remaining two sides. Now students, we all know in a right angle triangle ABC, AC is the hypotenuse. So AC is hypotenuse. So it's ruled out the remaining two sides. Remaining two sides are AB and BC, because AC is ruled out as hypotenuse. AC is no more in the race now. So AC is hypotenuse. So remaining two sides are AB and BC. So squares of the remaining two sides. So first remaining side is AB. So square of AB means AB square. And the second remaining side is BC. So BC square. So this actual equation is called as theorem of Pythagoras. In general way we say hypotenuse square is equal to side 1 square plus side 2 square. Is it clear? So this is the equation for any right angle triangle for Pythagoras theorem. Now students, let us see how to present this, because that is the most important part in presenting sums. First of all, we need to mention the name of the triangle, which is the triangle. And remember that whenever we are naming a right angle triangle, the right angle should be placed in between the other two vertices. So in triangle ABC, because B is the right angle, B is placed in between the other two vertices. Okay. Now you have to mention which angle is 90 degree. In triangle ABC, measure angle ABC is 90 degree. Since there is a right angle triangle, it's a right angle triangle, we are using Pythagoras theorem. So this is the equation for Pythagoras theorem. So this is the presentation for Pythagoras theorem. So if I say, or if I ask, come on, tell me what is Pythagoras theorem. Just don't tell the equation, right? You have to start from the presentation. That is, mention the name of the triangle, then mention which angle is 90 degree, and then the equation for Pythagoras theorem. Is it clear to all of you? Fine. Now let us see how to apply Pythagoras theorem. Okay. Now we have a triangle PQR. So first of all, start with the presentation in triangle PQR. Second, we have to mention which angle is 90 degrees. So which angle is 90 degree here? Angle Q. So Q should be placed in between. Angle PQR is equal to 90 degree. Now since there is a right angle triangle, we can use Pythagoras theorem. Now if Q is 90 degree, opposite to Q is side PR. So PR is the hypotenuse. So PR square, because we know hypotenuse square is equal to sum of the remaining sides square. So PQ square plus QR square. This equation is called theorem of Pythagoras. Did you understand it? So presentation should be this way. Now here, if you see the second triangle, in second triangle, which angle is 90 degree? Angle M is 90 degree, so M should be placed in between. So first, the name of the triangle, in triangle LMN. Now few students may ask, if we name as NML, is it okay? Yes, it is absolutely okay. Only make sure that the right angle should be in between. So in triangle LMN or triangle NML, whatever we can say, which angle is 90 degree? Angle M is 90 degree. So angle M is 90 degree. Now if angle M is 90 degree, opposite to angle M is which side? Side NL. Yes, side LN. So square of LN. So LN square is equal to, remaining sides are LM and MN. So sum of the squares of the remaining sides. So LM square plus MN square. And reason is by Pythagoras theorem. Did you understand the presentation? So now we'll understand it further. As we have said, the theorem of Pythagoras, will be learning this theorem, but then before learning theorem of Pythagoras, we should know basics. And basics are theorem on similarity of right angle triangle. Students, that's why it's very important to know theorem of Pythagoras is the second chapter and the first chapter is similarity, because this theorem is based on the concept of similarity. Okay. I hope you all know the similarity chapter very well, and then we are studying theorem of Pythagoras. Clear? So now you need to understand this theorem perfect, so that if you know this theorem perfect, only then we can study theorem of Pythagoras. So in a right angle triangle, let us have a right angle triangle. Now in this right angle triangle, a perpendicular is drawn from the vertex of the right angle to the hypotenuse. Now tell me students, which is the vertex of the right angle? Yes, vertex of the right angle is B. So this is the vertex of the right angle. And which is the hypotenuse? Yes, hypotenuse is AC. So it's clearly mentioned perpendicular is drawn from the vertex of the right angle to the hypotenuse. So from B to the hypotenuse, a perpendicular should be drawn. So now, if a perpendicular is drawn from the right angle to the hypotenuse, then means whatever is after then, that is what we have to prove. That is the output of the theorem. So then the triangles on either side of the perpendicular. Now tell me students, which is the perpendicular drawn? Yes, BD. So triangles on either side of the perpendicular. So name the triangles on either side of perpendicular BD. Yes, above BD, we can say there is one triangle, triangle ADB. And below BD, there is another triangle, triangle BDC. So these are the two triangles on either side of the perpendicular. So what do we know about them? Then the triangles on either side of the perpendicular are similar to the original triangle. Now which is the original triangle? Yes, original triangle is triangle ABC. So now these two small triangles, this is the first triangle above BD and this is the second triangle below BD. So the triangles on either side of the perpendicular are similar to the original triangle. Original triangle is triangle ABC. That means this smaller triangle is similar to bigger triangle ABC. This smaller triangle is similar to bigger triangle ABC. Is it clear? And to each other also. So first we know that triangle ADB is similar to triangle ABC. Then we know that triangle BDC similar to triangle ABC. And to each other. And to each other means these two small triangles are similar to each other as well. This small triangle is similar to this triangle. Is it clear? So this is the output of this theorem. Now students, it's very important to understand when do we use this theorem. It's very clear. There should be a right angle triangle. From a right angle, a perpendicular should be drawn to the hypotenuse. If these two conditions are available in the figure, we say we can use theorem on similarity of right angle triangles. And what can we conclude from this? We can conclude that the three triangles, this small triangle, and the original triangle, they are similar to each other. That means all the three triangles are similar. So triangle ABC similar to triangle ADB, similar to triangle BDC. Now let us see how to present it. Like whenever you have to write this concept, you have to present it. So we can use this theorem only there is a right angle triangle. So first of all, which is the original right angle triangle? Triangle ABC. So in triangle ABC, there should be a right angle. So which angle is right angle? Angle ABC is 90 degree given to us. Apart from a right angle, a perpendicular should be drawn to the hypotenuse. So which is the perpendicular drawn to the hypotenuse? Segment BD is perpendicular to hypotenuse AC. So there is a right angle. Second, from a right angle, a perpendicular is drawn to the hypotenuse. If these two conditions are satisfied, then only we can say that triangle ABC similar to triangle ADB, similar to triangle BDC in this figure. Is it clear? So this is the presentation for theorem on similarity of right angle triangles. So from this theorem we can say we have got the output as all the three triangles we can prove similar. Got it? But to prove them similar, there are two conditions. First, there should be a right angle, and second, there should be a perpendicular from a right angle to the hypotenuse. I hope all of you have understood so far. Okay, now here the most important catch of this theorem. Many students, they make a mistake. So I don't want any of my kid who's listening to today's lecture should not make this mistake. Now what is that mistake? The mistake is you cannot name the triangles as per your whims and fancies. Whenever you're writing similar signs, the vertices should be as per one-to-one correspondence. So now let us observe how to write the correspondence between the vertices of three triangles. Means if it is triangle ABC, then it has to be triangle ABC only. You cannot write BAC, CBA, ACB as per your whims and fancies, okay? Because all the three triangles should be following one-to-one correspondence. Now let us see this one-to-one correspondence. The students, we all know which is the original triangle, okay? So on that we have a trick, and this trick is for naming the three triangles. This is the most important trick. Please do use it so that you will not face any problem in naming the triangles, and you will never go any time wrong. Okay, a very easy trick. So I have jotted down steps. So remember these steps while writing down the names of the triangles. Now step 1 says we have to write the name of the bigger triangle. Bigger means the original right angle triangle with right angle in between. It's a rule, write the right angle in between for a right angle triangle. So which is the original triangle? Triangle ABC. Now here many students, they ask, if we write triangle CBA, is it okay? Yes, it is perfectly okay. You can write triangle ABC or triangle CBA, right? Now listen carefully and observe step 2. Now what is step 2? Apart from A, B and C, we have a fourth point, and that fourth point is D. So pick up that fourth point D and place it between the first 2 points A and B here. A and B, these are the 2 points. So between these 2 points, we have to introduce D, the fourth point D. Look here. This will give the name of the second triangle. So original triangle is ABC. So first letters are A and B. Okay, original triangle is ABC. First letters are A and B. So pick up that fourth point D and put that point D in between A and B. So between the first and second letter. So here we have got the second triangle. Right? Now how to get the third triangle? Now to get the third triangle, again look here. Place the fourth point D between the second and the third point B and C. So B is the second point, C is the third point. So between second and third point, introduce that fourth point D. So what will be the name of the third triangle? Yes, the name of the third triangle is triangle BDC. So did you understand it? So whatever is the name of the original triangle, write down that name first. So that is the name of the original triangle. Here triangle's original name is ABC. If you write ABC, then which is the fourth point here? D. Then to get the name of the second triangle, write D in between first and second. So ADB. And to get the name of the third triangle, write the fourth point between second and third letter. So BDC. So this way you can write the names of all the three triangles without making any mistake. Is it clear to all of you? So you'll never face any difficulty in naming the three triangles. I hope you'll have understood the trick of naming the three triangles. Yeah. Now let us see. Let us do some preparation so that you have understood it very well. Okay, so that we also feel that we have understood it very well. So which is the original triangle? Yes, original triangle is XYZ. XYZ. Or we can say ZYX. Y should be in between. So we have taken original triangle. So first triangle we know original is XYZ. Now which is the fourth point? Yes, fourth point is M. So to get the name of the second triangle, put M between X and Y. Put M between X and Y. So what is the name of the second triangle? XMY. Right? Now to get the name of the third triangle, put this fourth point M between Y and Z. Between Y and Z. So third triangle is YMZ. I hope all of you have understood it. It's very easy. Very, very, very easy. Let us see one more example. The original triangle is LMN or NML. Whatever you can name it. So we have named it as LMN. The fourth point is P. So put P between L and M. Put this fourth point P between L and M. So we'll get the name of the second triangle. Triangle LPM. Right? Now put P between second and third. So P is here between M and N. So what is the name of the third triangle? MPN. Did you understand it? So this is the most easy way I have found out for you all of you all. Because ये आपको काम इतना easy बना देगा that you will never face any difficulty naming the three triangles. Further, let us take one example so that we understand how the solving has to be done. So there is a right angle triangle ABD, and in this triangle, I'm so sorry, there is a right angle triangle BAD. We are habitual to name from A, but then since A is a right angle, A should be in between. Okay. So here, of course, they have named it as ABD, but we should make a habit that right angle should be in between. Angle A is 90 degree, we all know. Then what further we know? We know that segment AC is perpendicular to BD. So from a right angle, a perpendicular is drawn to the hypotenuse. That is also given. There is a right angle, and from a right angle, a perpendicular is drawn to the hypotenuse. So tell me, students, which theorem can be applied? Yes, we can apply theorem on similarity of right angle triangles. Because first condition, there is a right angle triangle. Second condition, from a right angle, a perpendicular is drawn to the hypotenuse. So if these two conditions are there in the figure, we can use theorem on similarity of right angle triangles. So let us start. So first of all, the name of the triangle. In triangle BAD, which angle is 90 degree? Angle BAD is 90 degree. It's given to us. What more is given to us? Segment AC is perpendicular to hypotenuse BD. This is also given to us. So now, since these two things are given to us, we can say the three triangles are similar. Now, how to name the three triangles? We have just now learned. सबसे पहले original triangle का नाम. What is the name of the original triangle? Triangle BAD. Then B और A के बीच में fourth point डाल दो. So second triangle का नाम BCA. Then third triangle के लिए A और D के बीच में C को डाल दो, तो ACD. I hope you have understood this. So first triangle is triangle BAD, similar to. Now B और A के बीच में, B और A के बीच में कौन सा पॉइंट आएगा? C. So triangle BCA. Now A और D के बीच में फोर्थ पॉइंट आएगा, तो C बीच में आएगा, तो ACD. The reason, theorem on similarity of right angle triangle, or we can just write similarity in right angle triangles. This is equation 1. I hope all of you have understood it. Now let us see to prove. What are we supposed to prove? First, we have to prove that AB square is equal to BC into BD. Now if you see the left hand side is AB square. Now students, remember that. Remember always, whenever we have square, we have to get the things into product, and to get the product we require similarity. Here याद रखना, if there is a square, that means there is a product, and if there is a product, there has to be similarity used. So अब हमने similarity तो use कर दिया है, but here if you see, we require AB square. So let us consider two similar triangles containing AB. So tell me, students, which are the two triangles which contain side AB? Yes, AB is there in the first triangle, and AB is there in the second triangle as well. AB. Third triangle में B नहीं है, so we'll consider these two triangles. So we'll write down them similar from 1. Is it clear? So students, always remember, we have learned in similarity, whenever two triangles are similar, their corresponding sides are in proportion. I repeat again, whenever two triangles are similar, their corresponding sides are in proportion. So here we require two ratios with AB involved in it. AB should be there. So AB, if you consider AB, then the corresponding side for AB in second triangle is BC. Is it clear? So first ratio is AB upon BC. Then we took BD. Why we took BD? Because we have taken AB, we have taken BC. Now what is left? BD. So now if we take BD, then which is the corresponding side here? Yes, corresponding side is AB. So BD upon AB. Reason, corresponding sides of similar triangles. CSST. Cross multiply, AB into AB will be AB square is equal to BC into BD. And this is what we have to prove. So hence we have proved the first part. Is it clear to all of you? So it was very simple. From the given information we understood which theorem to apply, and then from to prove we understand which two triangles we have to consider. So only first part is done. Now we have to start with the second question. Now if you see the second question, AD square is equal to BD into CD. Now tell me students, we have to consider AD square, right? Now if we consider AD square, we have to select two triangles which contain side AB. Which contain side AD. So which are the two triangles containing side AD? This is the first triangle and the third triangle. So we can write down triangle BAD similar to triangle ACD from 1. Now we have to take the ratio, because we know if two triangles are similar, corresponding sides are in proportion. But now we have to take AD into consideration. So if we take AD, the corresponding side for AD will be CD. So AD upon CD is equal to Now here if you see, we have taken AD, we have taken CD. What is left? BD. So if we consider BD, then the corresponding side would be AD. So BD upon AD. Reason CSST. Corresponding sides of similar triangles. Cross multiply. So AD into AD will become AD square is equal to BD into CD. And this is what we required for the second question. So we have proved the second part as well. Now students, are very easy, we have to prove the third part. By this time you must all of you have understood, to take or to get AC square, we have to consider two similar triangles containing AC. That is the second triangle and the third triangle. So triangle BCA similar to triangle ACD from 1. Now we have to take the corresponding sides. Now we require AC square. That means we have to take AC. So AC अगर consider करते हैं, corresponding side is CD. So AC upon CD is equal to, we have done with AC, we have done with CD. What is left? BC. Now if we consider BC, corresponding side is AC. So BC upon AC. Corresponding sides of similar triangles. Cross multiply. So if you do cross multiplication, AC into AC will become AC square is equal to BC into CD. And this is the third part. So students, such a sum will come for 3 marks. A very, very simple, very easy question. You need to understand the basics and the presentation properly. And if you understand that, the sums become very simple. Okay. Let us see the next theorem of Pythagoras. Now students, as I've said to you all, we have understood the concept of theorem of Pythagoras, but now we will understand the entire theorem of Pythagoras, how to prove it. And as I've rightly said, to know this theorem, we need to know theorem on similarity of right angle triangles. So what we did, we start learning the theorem of Pythagoras. We have studied theorem on similarity of right angle triangles. Okay, so this is the statement for theorem of Pythagoras in a right angle triangle. So let us have a right angle triangle ABC. So we have written down the given information that in triangle ABC, measure angle ABC is equal to 90 degrees. The square of the hypotenuse. Now students, we all know very well which is the hypotenuse in triangle ABC. Yes, AC is the hypotenuse. So square of the hypotenuse means AC square, right? Now AC square is equal to, is equal to what? Is equal to sum of the squares of the remaining two sides. Now which are the remaining two sides? Yes, remaining sides are AB and BC. So sum means plus, sum of the squares means AB square plus BC square. This is what we have to prove. Now students, it's clearly understood that to study theorem of Pythagoras, we need to know theorem on similarity of right angle triangles. And to use that theorem, we need to know that something is missing. Okay. Of course, by this time you must have understood what to do. But then why we have to do that and why we are using theorem on similarity of right angle triangles, that has to be understood. Okay. So students, we know, as I have discussed in the last sum, here we require AC square, AB square, BC square. That means we require squares of sides. And to get the squares of sides, we have to get the product first. Okay. Because what is the meaning of x square? X square means x into x. Y square, y into y. Z square, z into z. That means whenever we require squares, we require the product. And if to get the product, we need to understand similarity, because product can be obtained by using similarity. Is it clear? So students, we all know similarity can be used, or to use similarity, minimum we require 2 triangles. That's very clear. Because without 2 similar triangles, we cannot, without 2 triangles, you cannot use similarity. तो अगर आपको सिमिलैरिटी यूज करना है तो मिनिमम कितने ट्रायंगल्स होने चाहिए? 2 ट्रायंगल्स होने चाहिए. बराबर है. अब 2 ट्रायंगल्स कैसे बनाए जाए? सबसे पहले इफ यू लुक इन द फिगर इज अ राइट एंगल ट्रायंगल. द एग्जिस्टिंग ट्रायंगल इज अ राइट एंगल ट्रायंगल. मतलब जो दूसरा ट्राइंगल होगा दैट ऑल्सो शुड बी अ राइट एंगल ट्राइंगल, बिकॉज सिमिलैरिटी यूज करने के लिए दो ट्राइंगल्स सेम शेप के होने चाहिए. सो अगर पहला ट्राइंगल राइट एंगल ट्राइंगल है तो दूसरा ट्राइंगल भी राइट एंगल ट्राइंगल ही होना चाहिए. नाउ स्टूडेंट्स इट्स वेरी क्लियर, राइट एंगल ट्राइंगल होने के लिए अभी आपको परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉ करना है, राइट. सो लेट अस फॉर्म इट. अभी कैसे परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉ करें? सो स्टूडेंट्स फ्रॉम वर्टेक्स ए if we draw a perpendicular, it is already drawn AB, and from C there is already one perpendicular drawn CB. So from A and B, I'm so sorry, from A and C you cannot draw perpendiculars. Okay, so A से C से हम perpendicular draw नहीं कर सकते because we already have them. AB is one perpendicular and CB is another perpendicular. They are perpendicular to each other. So the third vertex which is left is vertex B. So from B we can drop a perpendicular to side AC. So now we have drawn BD perpendicular to side AC. So this is what we have done as construction. And now you must have understood why in similarity and right angle triangles we drop this perpendicular. Is it clear? So in construction we have said that draw segment BD perpendicular to side AC such that A dash D dash C. Now this is very important to mention, A dash D dash C, so that we understand the location of D. BD is perpendicular to AC, but where is point D? Point D lies on side AC. This is clearly understood. Is it clear? Fine. Now students, if you see the figure, it's very clear. In a right angle triangle, we have a perpendicular from the vertex of the right angle to the hypotenuse. If these two conditions are satisfied, which theorem we can apply here? Yes, we can apply theorem on similarity of right angle triangles. So let us apply that. Let us start with the proof. First of all, the name of the triangle in triangle ABC. We know which angle is 90 degree, angle B. So measure angle ABC is equal to 90 degree given to us. Then from a right angle, a perpendicular is also drawn to the hypotenuse. So segment BD is perpendicular to hypotenuse AC. But ये हमने अपने मर्जी से किया है, given नहीं था. So this is construction. And याद रखना students, construction should be always dotted. Is it clear? So if these two conditions are satisfied, we can say the three triangles are similar. And by this time you must know how to name the three triangles. सबसे पहले original triangle ABC, बराबर. फिर A और B के बीच में D, fourth point, so ADB. Then B और C के बीच में fourth point D, so BDC. So triangle ABC similar to triangle ADB similar to triangle BDC. Equation number 1 बोल सकते इसको. And the reason for this is theorem on similarity of right angle triangles, or similarity in right angle triangles, we can say. I hope all of you have understood this presentation. So we'll now just make sure what we require. So we have marked this as equation number 1. Of course, whatever is missed out, ये स्क्रीन में एक थ्योरम एक साथ लिखने के लिए किया है. इट डजंट मीन कि वो लिखना नहीं, जो भी पहले था वो सब लिखना है इन ट्राइंगल से. ओके, दिस इज इक्वेशन 1. नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, इट्स वेरी क्लियर. हमें प्रूव क्या करना है? इफ यू सी, वी हैव टू प्रूव दैट AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. Now whenever we have to prove something or prove any sum, we know that LHS should be equal to RHS. बट यहाँ पर अगर आप देखो, LHS में इंफॉर्मेशन एक ही है AC स्क्वायर, बट RHS में इंफॉर्मेशन ज्यादा है, तो प्रूव करने को या सॉल्व करने को इजी हो जाएगा. सो विल स्टार्ट विद RHS, मतलब AB स्क्वायर. सो लेट अस कंसीडर टू ट्राइंगल्स कंटेनिंग साइड AB. So tell me AB वाले दो triangles, first triangle ABC and second triangle ADB. So we'll take these two triangles. ये कहाँ से मिले? From 1. Now we have to take the two ratios which involve AB, because AB square बनाना है, तो we have to take two ratios which involve AB. So AB upon AD, because AB लिया तो corresponding side is AD, and then वापस AB चाहिए तो AC यहां पर लेना पड़ेगा, तो AC अपॉन AB. कहाँ से मिला? रीजन इज CSST, corresponding sides of similar triangles. Cross multiply. So AB into AB will be AB square is equal to AD into AC. Equation number 2. Done. Okay. Now, if you see the next thing, what we require is BC square. So to get BC square, we need to consider two triangles containing side BC. So two triangles containing side BC are first triangle and third triangle. So now we'll write down a triangle ABC similar to triangle BDC. कहाँ से मिला? From equation 1. Now we know अगर हमें BC square चाहिए, so we have to write down two ratios which involve side BC. So पहला ratio would be BC upon DC, and दूसरा ratio में भी BC चाहिए. तो दूसरे रेशियो में भी अगर BC चाहिए, तो अगर यहाँ पर BC लेते हैं तो यहाँ पर AC लेना पड़ेगा. So AC upon BC. Reason would be CSST. Cross multiply करेंगे तो BC into BC will become BC square is equal to DC into AC. Equation number 3. Now students, I want you all to look at two proof का right hand side. Look at equation 2 का left hand side and look at equation 3's left hand side. So now you come to know that the left hand side of equation 2 and left hand side of equation 3 must be added. Now these two left hand side, if we have to add, we have to add the two equations. So adding equation 2 and 3, AB square plus BC square is equal to, now right hand side we add karo AD into AC plus DC into AC. Because you are adding, and you are understood why are we adding these two equations to get the right hand side of two proof. Okay, so now AB square plus BC square is equal to AC into AC. Now if you see this, AC यहाँ पर भी है, AC यहाँ पर भी है, बीच में प्लस है. So we can take AC common from both. दोनों में से AC common ले सकते हैं. Now if we take AC common, what are we left with? We are left with AD here plus we are left with DC here. So bracket AD plus DC. I repeat again, यहाँ पर हमने AC common लिया है because AC यहाँ पर भी था, AC यहाँ पर भी था. So now we can say therefore AB square plus BC square is equal to AC. Now bracket means into, right? If you see this AD, this is AD here, plus DC, you can see DC here. So when we add AD plus DC, we get entire AC. So into AC लिख सकते हैं. Because AD plus DC is AC, reason is A dash D dash C. So what is the meaning of AC into AC? AC into AC is AC square. So AB square plus BC square is equal to AC square. And this is what we have got it. Just we have to rearrange the terms. So we can say therefore AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square, and this is theorem of Pythagoras. We have proved it, and this theorem will come for minimum 3 marks, maximum 4 marks. So I hope you all have understood it very well. So now we have understood theorem of Pythagoras. So we'll start, okay, the next theorem, that is theorem of geometric mean. Now students, to understand theorem of geometric mean, we need to understand what do you mean by geometric mean first. Okay, now let us understand the word geometric mean. Now here there is a statement: B is the geometric mean of A and C. If B is the geometric mean of A and C, that means equation is B square is equal to A into C. So students, we can clearly understand the meaning in English and the meaning in math. Now B is geometric mean of A and C, that means this is English. If I say B is geometric mean of A and C, you must be able to say that equation in math. If B is geometric mean, that means B square is equal to A into C. Got it? This is the meaning of geometric mean. X is the geometric mean of Y and Z. Now X is the geometric mean of Y and Z. What is the equation? We can say X square is equal to Y into Z. So if you have understood the meaning of geometric mean, to write it in math, Let us see the statement of the theorem. In a right angle triangle, that means we should have a right angle triangle. Let us have a right angle triangle. We'll name it as ABC. The perpendicular segment to the hypotenuse from the opposite vertex. Now tell me, students, which is the hypotenuse here? Hypotenuse is AC. Now opposite to hypotenuse, which is the vertex? Name the vertex opposite to hypotenuse. Yes, it is B. So a perpendicular segment to the hypotenuse from the vertex. So from B, a perpendicular is drawn to the hypotenuse. So here, what are they mentioning? It is clearly mentioned that the perpendicular drawn to the hypotenuse is the geometric mean. This perpendicular is the geometric mean. So BD is the geometric mean of the segments into which the hypotenuse is divided. Now tell me, students, hypotenuse is AC. अगर hypotenuse AC है तो tell me AC is divided into which two parts? Yes, AC is divided into AD and DC. So here what they mean, the segments into which the hypotenuse is divided. So BD is the geometric mean of AD and DC. जो hypotenuse है उसके जो divided parts है उनका geometric mean है BD. So BD is the geometric mean of AD and DC. ये इस थ्योरम का मतलब है, मतलब जो परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉ करते हैं वो हाइपोटेनस पर, वो परपेंडिकुलर ज्योमेट्रिक मीन होता है. किसका ज्योमेट्रिक मीन होता है? हाइपोटेनस के दो टुकड़ों का. सो BD इज द ज्योमेट्रिक मीन ऑफ AD एंड DC. इसका अगर इक्वेशन मैथ में लिखना हो, यू कैन राइट BD स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू AD इनटू DC. नाउ अगर आप इस इक्वेशन को देखोगे तो यू, और रादर फिगर को देखोगे तो यू फील, सर दिस फिगर रिसेंबल्स द सेम ऑफ थ्योरम ऑफ सिमिलैरिटी इन राइट एंगल ट्रायंगल्स. दोनों का कंडीशन सेम है. राइट एंगल ट्रायंगल होना चाहिए, एक हाइपोटेनस पर परपेंडिकुलर होना चाहिए. ये तो उसमें भी है, इसमें भी है. हमें कैसे समझेगा क्या यूज करना है? स्टूडेंट्स, यू विल कम टू नो व्हेन टू यूज व्हाट एज वी प्रोसीड फर्दर विद द सम्स. ओके, बट let us see the presentation now. सबसे पहले ट्रायंगल का नाम, same like theorem of similarity in triangle ABC. Mention which is the original triangle with right angle name. Angle ABC is equal to 90 degree. Then we need to mention which is the perpendicular drawn to the hypotenuse. So segment BD is the perpendicular to hypotenuse AC. Right? If these two conditions are given to us, of course we can write theorem. तीनों ट्राइंगल्स को सिमिलर बोल सकते हैं, बट इसके साथ साथ आप ये भी बोल सकते हो कि जो परपेंडिकुलर है BD स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू AD into DC, and the reason is geometric mean. Theorem on geometric mean. Did you understand it? So it's very clear. दोनों theorem का condition same है. आप दोनों भी use कर सकते हो, but as per the requirement we'll be using it. So let us use it in practice set 2.1, sum number 2. Here in this adjoining figure, we can clearly see that angle MNP is equal to 90 degree. So it's a right angle triangle given to us. Segment NQ is perpendicular to segment MP. So segment NQ is perpendicular to hypotenuse MP. This is also given to us. Now value of MQ is given 9. Value of QP is given 4, and we have to find the value for NQ. Now tell me, students, by the information and the question, we clearly understand that we are not interested in proving triangles similar here. We are interested in getting the value for NQ. Now to get the value for NQ, which theorem will we apply? Yes, we will apply theorem of geometric mean. So let us apply that. Now we all know the square of this perpendicular, that means NQ square is equal to MQ into PQ. Reason, theorem of geometric mean. Value of NQ we don't know, so NQ square will remain as it is equal to MQ is 9 into PQ is 4. So therefore NQ square is equal to 36. Now 36 is a perfect square. So if you have to get the value of NQ, we can write NQ is equal to 6 units. Don't forget to write the units last, because that's the most important thing which you miss out. And the reason 36 ka 6 kaise bana, we have taken square root. So taking square roots. So we have got the value for NQ. This sum will come for 2 marks. A very simple, very easy sum. Okay. Let us see one more sum based on this. So in the adjoining figure, we have angle QPR is 90 degrees. So there is a right angle triangle with angle P 90 degree. So we'll write down that in triangle QPR, angle QPR is equal to 90 degree given to us. Then one more information, segment PM is perpendicular to hypotenuse QR. So this is also given to us. Now students, what is the information given? PM is 10. QM is 8. Then we have to find out QR. Now here also it's very clear and obvious that we are not interested in triangles, but we are interested in value of segments. So definitely we have to use theorem of geometric mean, right? But students, if we have to find out QR, first to find out QR, we need to find out MR, right? So we'll apply theorem of geometric mean. So we know which is the perpendicular here. Yes, segment PM is the perpendicular over hypotenuse. So PM square is equal to QM into RM. Theorem of geometric mean. Let us substitute the values. PM is 10. So 10 square is equal to 8 into RM. Therefore, RM is equal to 10 square means 100 upon 8, because 8 is multiplied here. When 8 is shifted to the other side, it would be divided. So 100 upon 8. Now, if you divide it 100 by 8, if you do the simple math here, 100 by 8. So, okay, answer is 12.5. So therefore, RM is equal to 12.5 units. Do not forget to write units, right? So we have got the answer for RM. But students, we have to find out QR. Now, if you see QR is made up of two parts, QM and MR. So Q dash M dash R exist here. So we can say QR is equal to QM plus MR. Reason, Q dash M dash R. Therefore, we know value of QR, we don't know. Do we know value of QM? Yes, QM is 8 plus RM, we just have found out 12.5. Now, if you add 8 plus 12.5 is 20.5, and final answer again in units. So we have got the value for QR as 20.5 units. Even this sum will come for 2 marks, or it may also come for 3 marks as well. A very simple sum. Is it clear? So students, for today's lecture, we are winding up because it's already almost 45-50 minutes we have covered one lecture. So likewise, we'll be covering lecture 2, lecture 3, lecture 4 onwards till we complete the chapter. So students, as I've rightly said to you all, please do subscribe to my channel. My channel's name is Math Amaze. Subscribe it. Then please do not forget to press the bell icon so that my lecture 2, lecture 3, whenever I upload, you get to know, and then you can watch the videos and get it done in a synchronized manner. Okay. So overall, as soon as I upload the chapters lecture, you will come to know which are the lectures uploaded, and you will be able to view all the lectures in a proper manner. I hope all of you have understood the lecture and liked the lecture. If you have understood, if you have liked the lecture, please do like the video, and also do not forget to share the link so that others also get to know of this pattern to learn, and then you can get and benefit everybody around Maharashtra state. Okay. Thank you very much. God bless all of you all. Bye bye. Take care.